There are so many issues going on in nursing homes, assisted living and rehabilitation centres. Issues of abuse and neglect, questionable falls, and overall quality of care matters seem to be a common concern. Well, Nursing and Behavioural Health Services has the right solution. Our private nurse consultant can give you the peace of mind you deserve by providing health and safety oversight, admission and discharge support, data and procedure clarification, care recommendations, ongoing feedback, frequent visits, and assessments. Whilst we can't stop every fall, medication or documentation error, having our highly skilled nurse consultants as your family nurse and extra set of eyes can make a huge difference in quality of care received. Phone us for a free consultation at 800 214 2611, or you may visit our website at www.nbhsllc.com. You may also click the link below and complete our needs assessment.
And so nursing and behavioral health services really started about 20 years ago. We set out to just simply help individuals start businesses, and specifically healthcare businesses, personal care businesses. That's your nursing, that's your nursing home, your home care, home health agencies, durable medical equipment supply company, your adult day program, your companion care. But that's not all that we as a consulting agency did. We have a collection of services, and that spans across various domains, but still within the healthcare arena. We deal with certification, Medicaid certification issues. We deal with compliance issues. You are a provider, you get in trouble with Medicaid, we help you out. We can assist you in obtaining the necessary training and development, review of records for 6, 12, 18 months, and we'll look at those scripts, look at those labs, look at the physicals and the medical history of the clients, and look and figure out what's out of compliance, and we'll help you fix it, get back in compliance, and stay out of trouble. We've done that. We've assisted and helped numerous individuals obtain and maintain certification. Other services, and the one that we have been promoting recently and have been really taxed with delivering is the provision of nurse consultants. We have several nurse consultants, many nurse consultants under our umbrella, and I am one myself. And so we don't just provide the compliance piece with a lot of our providers. We also use our nurse consultants to provide oversight for patients in nursing homes, home care, home health agencies, in nursing homes, assisted living, and other rehab facilities, and other types of congregate care settings. We have utilized our nurse consultants for provision of oversight, and in such a case, our consultant would go to these facilities and monitor the care in which we typically are retained by the family, so they would go to these particular facilities and monitor the care that individual was receiving, or the patient is receiving. We provide ongoing feedback to the family member who retained us, and in many instances, we're reviewing the records and the care that has been provided, that will be provided. We're providing clarification to our client on procedures, medications, and we interact with the staff, the management, as well as staff at the particular facility that we're providing oversight at. We're not a bully. And I'm just responding to some of the questions, and I know that was one of them that was a joke, but we're not a bully, but we're good at what we do. We are very respectable in coming along the grounds of other people's facilities, and but we get results, and we've gotten great results. And typically, we have changed, or we change the way agencies or management or employees deal with clients in the particular corridor area, wherever we may have a client at, because word gets around that individual is, that's a family nurse, that they're monitoring their care, and typically people are affected by the presence of one of our nurse consultants. Well, okay, we can't help that, but and hopefully it's in a good way, and then many times, as we've been told, it does bring about a good and a change in how people render care to our clients, but also the client next door, or up the hall, or right across the hall. We've caught medication errors. We've made recommendations that were employed, and we've done assessments and educated people on, and staff members on, procedures, because a lot of times procedures are not done right, or were not being done right, and we were able to catch it and make a change in that, and just simply monitoring and having our nurse come on off shifts, and around the clock and on different days, and I think that just changed people behavior, changed the staff at these facilities behavior. I have an emergency room and as well as a subacute care background, and as well I've worked in psychiatry and community mental health myself, and while in the rehab facility, it has always been observed by me that, and others, it's that the person who have the family members coming by and monitoring him and interacting with staff, they're the ones that get the best care. They're the ones that have received the best care when you have family members involved. Well, a lot of family members can't be involved for various reasons at that level, where they're coming every day, where they are coming on off shifts for various reasons, and that's probably why that particular service of ours is utilized so much, and I'm grateful for that, and irrespective of what state, we are able to deploy a nurse consultant. We're able to who will be able to monitor the care that your loved one receives, whether they're in a nursing home, an assisted living facility, or some other form of congregate care setting. If they're in a group home, we're able to go, if you can't go, and do an assessment, a full assessment on them, review records, and provide you our honest evaluation. A lot of people that come, we get relatives that are out of state, and their family member is out of state at another nursing home. We had one lady, and I can't even remember her name, but all I remember is all of these. I met this lady on an airplane, and she sat next to me, and she shows me these pictures of her her husband and Will Smith. And I said, that's and so I asked her, I said, where are y'all at? And she tells me, I don't know, somewhere where they're filming, and her husband works for Will Smith on his production crew. And so she begins to tell, and we so get engulfed in the pictures, because wherever they were, it was just a place to die at. I mean, wherever they were, I mean, I could see myself just burning my passport, you know, just to, oh, well, don't cut that one. Y'all make sure this one get cut out of here, because I don't, yeah, we don't burn passports. But it was just so beautiful, and it was just, anywho, I don't want to get caught up in that, burning all this tape up. And so, but edit that out for me. And so what happened was, she begins to talk to me about her dad, and how her dad was in Michigan, and he was in the hospital, and she couldn't really get to him, and she wanted to spend some more time. She couldn't really stay with him as long as she wanted to stay with him, and how she wished she had someone to go there and to monitor him or see him or whatever. And I hand her my card. I say, here, you know, I can do that. I can ensure that, you know, we can monitor him and provide you with feedback and interact with him. And I mean, we just need you to sign a consent. Once you sign a consent and retain and sign our service agreement, and I can make that happen. You know, and she says, but you're on your way to Florida. I said, oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We can, you know, I can make that happen. You know, and so we exchanged information. I explained our service, our policies, our service offerings, and she was more than, more than willing to work with us and give us an opportunity, give a stranger on a plane an opportunity, and while and she did. I mean, and as soon as we got off that plane, she began to make calls and checked our resources, our references, and she and she initiated services. And it just so happened I was the nurse to go and fly back to Michigan to look at her husband and to look at and evaluate a couple of nursing homes that they were going to potentially place him at, and to give her a report, because she wasn't able to look at the nursing homes. She just knew she had 2 on deck as possible considerations that came to her for consideration as placements for him. He would no longer be going back to their house. I remember going back to the house to look at the house where he had come from, and he had stairs, and but that was after the fact. I had seen this gentleman, and unequivocally we know that was out. He would not be able to do those stairs again. There was no restroom on the first floor, so that option was out. And so there was also a conversation that she had to begin to entertain about with other family members with respect to selling that home. But we were able to provide some oversight for a week for her husband. I'm sorry, her father, and that was and it turned out very, very good, and she was very happy. And also this other piece that I was supposed to talk about, and I almost didn't talk about it, but and include this in this. But it was one thing. And it was one thing to run a company, an agency of many services, and to deploy nurses to other establishments. Various states. We do a lot of business and make a lot of connections. We go all over the world with this particular service because people want us, people love us. And they love the work we do. And that's so simple for me to do. Because I'm flicking switches. I'm sending a nurse, I'm reviewing cases, sending a nurse over here, reviewing cases, sending a nurse over to this state, to that state. But then my father falls. Well, in advance of the fall, I mean, my father needs rehab. He needs right hip replacement. And I'm in Georgia, he's in Michigan, right? Detroit, Michigan. So, and I go, wow, I just left another state looking at someone with hip replacement, monitoring them. But I'm like, wow, now I got to put my dad in a rehab. He's going to need rehab. He's going to need somebody to watch him. And this is me. And I'm not scared of anything. I really ain't. I'm really not. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, I got to put him in a rehab. I got to put him. So all of the stories about nursing homes, rehab facilities begin to go through my head. You know, all of the depictions and things and ugliness that are portrayed on the media begin to go through my head. And I'm like, I'm here. How am I going to monitor my dad in Michigan for a consecutive 3 weeks? For a consecutive 2 weeks? When I know that I'm already booked to be in this state or that state, and this stuff is 6 and 8 months down the line, and you know, so it was real interesting, you know, because I was very much so worried, but it was really through the grace of God, you know, God is a good God. Jesus is mighty. And it was it's a beautiful thing to be able to see, to be able to monitor your dad, to deliver a level of service at a rehab facility in Michigan over your dad that is a paramount service in your business, your national agency.
Hi, my name is Valerie and I'm from Norcross, Georgia. I wanted to express my thanks to Nursing and Behavioral Health Services for helping my husband get through 2 weeks of rehab by monitoring the care he received while at the nursing home. We have no doubt that the care he received was due to the oversight provided by our nurse consultant. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Richard from Houston, Texas. I just had to take a moment and thank Nursing and Behavioral Health Services for providing us with a nurse consultant to help monitor the care my wife received during her 3 weeks of therapy. I had no idea what was going on. She fell twice, got the wrong medications one day, just too much was going on. The nurse consultant provided was Mr. Flagg. He made regular visits to the facility, interacted with the management and staff, and boy, did the care my wife received change fast. Nursing and Behavioral Health Services is all right with me.
Hi, my name is William and I'm from West Bloomfield, Michigan. I had no idea that my son would end up in a rehab facility after a horrible injury. The medical language and fears of what he would experience next was devastating. After 2 falls in the rehab facility, his mom and I decided to hire Nursing and Behavioral Health Services. They provided us a nurse consultant that provided a level of oversight of our son's care that allowed us to rest easily. Thanks, NBHS, and a special thanks to our nurse consultant, Mr. Flagg.
Hi, I'm Lydia, and I am currently living in South Carolina. And when my stepfather needed 4 weeks of rehabilitation, I got in touch with the NBHS of Georgia to find a nurse consultant to care for him. And I have to say they were great. They were really awesome. The nurse was able to catch up with 2 errors that were made with his medications, and she fixed that. She made a lot of recommendations for him, and she also organized for some aides to come in on scheduled visits to look after him. I'm really grateful for the help that they gave, and I'd recommend it.